I'm just a lazy video gamer, even too lazy to make a new intro. Hello out there in land, it's me again, the lazy video gamer, and maybe you can guess it from the back. It's another cheap shot weekend. It's time for another Mega CD super episode. So sit back, relax and enjoy. Dungeon Explorer. Yeah, you guessed it right. It's another dungeon crawler. The Mega CD was not only known for many full motion video games, it was very popular for the genre of the dungeon crawlers. Surprisingly, or not surprisingly, because you could save on the system, and with such a game, when you have almost 10 minutes to get started in the game, saving is a good option, is a good opportunity. For my case, I don't like dungeon crawlers mostly, and I played this game only for this reviewing. I bought it for collector purpose. I'm not a fan of the genre, and I had more fun with Shining Force. Okay, that's honest and brutally honest. It has clunky animations, a good sound from the standpoint of the quality, but it's also nothing spectacular. You could do this game except for the CD music on a module, no big deal. Of course, you have to create a party, then go on to your journey. You can go to shops and wizards. I never got into deep in such games. Yeah, there are many other games I like more to play than those dungeon crawlers for hours, weeks and months. So you also can see that I'm get very fast game over. The next game, as you can hear it, as a cool synchronized intro and a little bit cooler animation in the intro than on the module. Samurai Showdown was also released, of course not only on the Neo Geo, it was also released on the Mega Drive. The differences weren't that big. Of course, there are the loading times, but you'll be rewarded with a fantastic sound and a little bit better graphics, but just really little. The difference between the CD version and the module isn't that big, but the price difference today between module and CD, it's insanely. Many of those games that I show you in this episode of the Mega CD Sunday are late titles and very rare. The system was in his final breaths, and the quantity of produced games were small. If you wanted for that game and you don't have the big fat wallet, look out for reproduction. If you play the game, as I mentioned, you have fantastic sound and great graphics. Also from GVC Funcom, Fatal Fury Special. It's funny, both games are very rare, and there are people out there who telling you the Adventures of Batman and Robin is the holy grail for every Mega CD collection. In my opinion, Fatal Fury Special. It's rarer than a not smelting ice cube on a hot summer day. I found it or saw it in my searching time 2 times. One in Spain and one in Australia. It's expensively high in price, but as you can hear, you would be rewarded not only with good graphics, also with a fantastic CD quality sound. Maybe one of the cheapest games from this show is Lords of Thunder. It was also released on the PC Engine CD. It's a side-scrolling shoot 'em up with a fantastic, cool sound. You have this upgrade shop like in an RPG. And you can choose between 3 types of, let me say, fighters: water, fire and sand. And that makes a difference in which opponents you can defeat more easily. A lot of enemies, a lot of projectiles, big bosses. It makes a lot of fun, but as I said, it's the cheapest of, or maybe the cheapest of the games from this show. Don't expect a game for $100. The asking price is also in this game rising. The Space Adventure Cobra was, when I bought it, known as the cheaper alternative to Snatcher. nowadays that doesn't count anything anymore. It doubled the price, the asking price, when you find an exemplar. Especially in the Mega City, it's the asking prices are really insane. What actually is quite funny, because the Mega City has no copy protection, so you could, yeah. But let's jump right to the story of this bounty hunter Cobra. It's basically a visual novel with the opportunity to choose your path or to find the right way. Because if you don't take the right answer or ask the right question, it's like in Snatcher, you don't move forward. It works a lot with still images, but it serves the story well enough. So, this game, I'll cut the intro because it is very long. It's very bloody. It is the CD version of Deep Water's Eternal Champion. Eternal Champion, of course, is a fighting game in this graphical style of, yeah, let me say, Street Fighter, and the gore and the blood from a Mortal Kombat. It is very bloody and gory. This game, the difference between the module and the CD is big. Not only the intro, not only the sound, it came with a lot of more fighters. But when this game was released, there were so many fighting games out there, you easily could oversee it. And in my opinion, that was what happened. I can explain why this game was a big hit. There were just too many Street Fighters and King of Fighters and Fatal Furies and Rival Curves and Final Fights, and the list would go on out there in Videoland. So yeah. It's not another Sonic game. It is
A fierce battle with darkness.
Shining Force CD.
When the Runefaust army.
It's basically a conversation of the Game Gear Shining Forces
Swords of Max
pressed on a CD
Dark
and
was defeated.
decorated with an audio intro. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not the biggest fan of those RPGs. I like to have more action. But I played it. I played it a long time and I had a great time and fun. But you have to invest a lot of time when you play this game. It's not a game that you can finish in a day, in a week. Maybe 1 or 2 months. If you keep on going on and stay to this game. Nice, cuddly cutscenes. What else can I say? The battles are long and go over many rounds. And many opponents. If you like those games and you find it for cheap, go for it and have a great time. Fahrenheit. What should I say? There's no apology for this game. First, the flickering in the middle of the screen is that I'm using for this footage a reproduction. I come later to this. First, it was full size. Okay, I give it to them. But the gameplay is boring. It's repetitive. And I have it and played now since years. And I can't even finish the first stage.
My old job, rescue specialist. Come on, I'll introduce you to the rest of the company.
The introduction is of course every time the same and explains the whole story. You are a firefighter, or in the person of a firefighter, and you have to distinguish fires and rescue some helpless people. The reason that I'm playing this game with a reproduction is I have detached the 32X. And if you have the 32X detached, or not detached, the game, the PAL version, don't boot up. That was trouble of the program code, because in the States this game came of course in a big box with Fahrenheit for the Mega CD and Fahrenheit for the Mega CD 32X in one box. And if you had the 32X attached, the game realized that and don't boot really up. You had to change the discs and play the better version of the game, but in this case the better version of the game is also, let me say it clear, not really playable. It makes no fun. You're stumbling around in those buildings, searching for anything, and you see more time the game over screen that this game should saw the daylight.
Great. Here we go again.
You have to choose, go left, right, or straight ahead. And searching for some surviving people. Now, this game had almost the same issue. You can choose which version you want to boot up at the starting screen. This is Surgical Strike from Stargate Pictures. It runs under the label of Digital Pictures, was designed by James Riley, and was, let me say, a combination between Tom Cadeli and some other games that I show you later. You driving such a hoverboard or hover mech and can shoot missiles and machine guns. So, yeah, you guessed it right, it is a shooter game where you have to drive around and kill the bad guys and free the hostages. The optics, the graphic is okay, but every time when you're shooting, the game interrupts with an animation sequence of your gun, so that disrupts the flow of the game. But for a certain time it makes some fun. Now, Tom Cadeli, as you know, I love the game, I love it still. Of course, got a sequel in mind, in spirit. And this was, in my opinion, Sega's Midnight Riders. Also, as you saw, filmed from Stargate Productions, so the engine of this game was kind of the same like in Tom Cadeli or in Surgical Strike. The story is very cheesy. The acting is, even cheesier. Tom Cadeli was okay with the acting and had some fun. This game was very cheesy. The sound effects from the shooting, a little bit laughable, but it goes okay.
How was that?
if you messed it up too much,
You get there a little quicker next time?
you get this sequence to see where the actors were,
Striker, I know it's rough.
yeah, let me say, some vacation
The rendezvous at changeover 9 for a new
clothes.
chopper.
And don't you lose
Now, the official Holy Grail, but as you maybe know, in my opinion, another game is the Holy Grail for the Mega CD. This is the Adventures of Batman and Robin. It was a total different game to the Super Nintendo or the Mega Drive version. It came with this specially made and animated enemy clips direct from the studio that made the TV series. So if you have this game, if you get this game, original or reproduction, you get and you played it through, you get an episode that never aired on television. The game itself, it's a very hard, let me say, action racing game in the style of Batman Returns.
Make it easy on yourselves, ladies.
But
Where's your pretty boss?
also that game was hard. And that was it. That were all PAL releases that existed. Except for, ta-da! Stargate Pictures produced, but not released. 2 games. This is Star Strike. A full motion video shooter in the style of Midnight Riders and Surgical Strike. It has the same style of start screen and the same style of shooting cursor. Also, Bug Blasters, the Exterminators. These 3 games were basically identical in the engine, but Midnight Riders was a little bit more polished, so they released it. But Star Strikers and Bug Blasters were never officially released back in the day. There is a company, or let me say, one man, who has the right to release this game, who bought the right, and this is Michael Thomason from Good Deal Games. He's a very famous person in the homebrew scene of Mega Drive, Mega CD, of every other console. Is cool dude. Okay. Back to the game and the story. Bug Blasters is, let me say, a parody of Ghostbusters. It was produced by Sony, so a little effort is in it. It has a very cheesy story and, of course, as a full motion video game, a very repetitive gameplay. Also, in common with Star Strike, a very bad detection control.
Looks like we got a big one.
It wasn't that you have a certain amount of bullets you can fire up the hell what you want. You only had to hit the opponent. Doesn't matter how much bullets you need. In my opinion, Butt Blasters is quite funny to play and quite funny to see. It is so cheesy and has this slapstick humor that for me it makes fun.
Be afraid to step in your tub again, man. Your bathroom is free of bugs.
What bathroom?
Little ones, I cannot mean anything to you.
We interrupt this program to bring you this special report. I'm Jerry Dunn.
To the story, it's basically simple. The bugs are
Is under siege.
taking over the city and you have to
Common insects with
terminate them.
size and intelligence. They have taken over long overlooked underground tunnels and made their way to City Hall, which they have renamed the headquarters of the League of Insects. The police,
There are certain events in the game you have to pass, you have to succeed to run on in the story. But
indeed the entire Southland.
or
Perhaps the world
it's
is a-
game over. It was like in Night Trap. At a certain point you have only one chance to do it right, or you have to play it all over again. And that is of course not so interesting. It's sad, it's boring. But if you passed it, it was also then not that hard to
Professor Rosefettel is a science wizard
see
who knows every
the
word
end
of
credits.
my name.
If you
Former football pro Walter
playing
Brown
this game
is a
through
constant eater.
once, you're only playing it
Amos Gunn has been fighting bugs for 30
a
years.
second time if you have nothing better to do,
You, the player,
or no better games to play.
can drive the insect
Because
from
if you saw it, if you saw the end credits, you done it. So the replay value is practically non-existing. In fact, the collision detection was so bad that Sony decided to not release these two games. Oh, nowadays, of course, you can play this game through emulation, or you be a lucky person who has an original. Because, as I said, Michael Thomason from Good Deal Games released these games. And that's funny. The original games look not that polished like nowadays also available reproductions. There are only US copies out there, except for 5 PAL releases. 5 discs of PAL releases existing and being in the hand of lucky collectors. Every version that you can play on the PAL system, or you find nowadays on the PAL system, are reproductions. But it's a cool way and fun way to play these games if you are in the Mega CD universe. So, and that was it for this week's episode of the Let's Video Gamer Show. I hope you enjoyed it. Still, when the material I showed you weren't brand new, I talked about that to do some reruns, let me call it. that way on new arranged videos in this season. So that was the last episode. I promise that. Almost. Maybe. No, it was. Seriously, it was the last episode for this season. Who I took some old footage. In the meantime, I hope you see me soon on next Sunday as well. Feel free to leave a commentary down below. What are your favorite games for the Mega CD? And maybe I make some day a best of. Till then, have a fantastic rest of Sunday, a great week, and don't forget, the game is never over.